why I couldn't. Welcome to the game, everybody. This is your host, Lee Dorbega, and
Adir.
welcome to the game, everybody. This is your host, Lee Dorbega. Welcome, everybody, to Rebels United against Soccer Academy Nevada. We're so happy for you guys to join us on another live broadcast today. We wanted to give a shout out to our sponsors today, the NLS Grounds Management Company, which they do a lot of turf and gardening, and they're the ones to go for.
They specialize in landscaping services.
Landscaping services. So reach out to our sponsors there. Then they are the guys for that. We're gonna put our over here. Put the logos in there.
There we go, as you can see in the top left of the screen. You know, Leo, we're coming off a very exciting match last week with an equalizer in stoppage time with a penalty for
That was the Las Vegas United.
Anaheim versus LV United.
Las Vegas United, yeah. That was the Nissan Nations League. Today we're broadcasting the Southwest Premier League, which is very exciting for us because the Southwest Premier League and the Nissan Nation Leagues, they kind of work hand in hand a little bit, both at the similar competitive level, but SWPL is the Premier League in Vegas, and the Rebels United are going to be here trying to see if they can get up there to really stand out in the rankings. It's their first season this season coming in as a team that's from UNLV. A lot of people may have graduated from there or were on the D1 soccer team, and so they've been really special when it comes to forming a team together and potentially doing well in the semi-pro leagues. We got a shot on goal.
We have Soccer Academy coming up the side of the field here.
That's Academy with the ball. Slips through. While we're watching the game, we did want to talk more a little bit about the Rebels United. You know, they are a team, like I said, from UNLV. They kind of have like pre-built chemistry, so to speak, because they more or less have played a little bit together in the past, it looks like. Last game that they played against was against Villarreal, and that was a close matchup. It ended in 0-0. I don't know if you saw that before the game against Las Vegas United. There was a game before that, and the Rebels it was intense. It was very close, but it ended off as 0-0. Luckily, this time around, the Rebels look like that they're gonna bring up the intensity, and them being from out of UNLV's D1 team, I really hope that they will be able to really put their names out there, as in like, don't forget about us, you know?
Indeed.
But it's really cool. It's really cool of a movement that they're doing, kind of resembles what Unity View is and what it's about. Because we too, a lot of us crew members, we either graduated from the film school at UNLV or...
There we go. Let's see what they can make of the strike.
See number 7 with the ball here.
And a little bit too slow on that attempt.
I'm going to try to reset the play here. And try to see what Academy could do. But what I was saying is that, you know, Unity View is built on some UNLV students, graduates, and people that are currently in the school, journalism program, film school. And what we do is we take what we learned from UNLV TV. A lot of us used to work there. Take what we learned from there and bring it to you guys. So thank you guys for all the viewers that are tuning in. We're going to put the starting lineups up in just a second here. We kind of got a little bit of a late start. But we want to be able to sort of show you guys that. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to keep our scoreboard bug up. It's going to be kind of annoying, but we're just going to keep it up. This is starting lineups for the Las Vegas Rebels United. You got Sway in the background as the goalkeeper. He's never in the background. He's the goalkeeper right now. And then Favela, Flannery, Hunt on the right, Lindham on the left, Vogel, Hernandez, Romero, Villa Center, and Rojas and Prasad. Presented by NLS Grounds Management. Coming back to the game. A little bit of a quiet start. About quiet starts in a soccer game, Adir? What is it going to take for Rebels to really come through and do some good damage here?
You got to dominate the midfield. You have to dominate the midfield. You can't dominate the game without a dominant midfield. Dominating the midfield allows you to move your offense up the field and eventually make plays. See what they can make of this opportunity over here. A little bit too much power, a little bit too high, but the goalkeeper was able to jump and keep that in his hands. I believe that's going to be a throw-in for Soccer Academy.
Always so good to broadcast with you, Adir. You know, I like sitting with you here. I think we critique the game pretty well. I think that, like you said, you have to dominate in the midfield. You know, you have to be present in the game. You have to be dominant in possession, get that percentage up, and just be able to get the ball through, right? I mean, if you're going to play a little bit in the back, I just saw a recent reel online of some person critiquing of teams playing too much in the back, playing out of the back, you know, where he starts with the goalie, passes it to the defender, and they're trying to just go up the field. And you could do that, but it's just so risky.
Almost like Onana from Manchester United.
Oh my God, I've never heard you say anything so true ever. That's so true.
Yeah, well, you know, Leo.
That's wow.
Oh, na. Well, you know, Leo, I do know my football, or as the Americans say, it's soccer.
And Rebels are in red today, obviously, sort of to remember our roots from where we came from. Even here, the commentators here go to you. And here's Rebels on the shot. Too much to the right. We'll be able to watch it on the Unity Views
Instant replay.
Instant replay. The SWPL League. Just a little bit too much to the right. A little bit too much. Come back to the game here. Academy gives it up in the defense, but the Rebels are going to look for a through ball here. Good dish to the right. And then come back middle. Gets a strike on goal. Just too much high. Too high.
Too much power.
Too much. I mean, he got the Just no control on the ball.
No control. You know, Leo, when you're that deep inside the box, you just got to give it a slight tap. Slight tap, keep it on
Slight
the
tap,
ground.
keep it down low.
Down low, and just give it enough power just to head in, you know?
You can see it was a good pass, good dish to the right, easy to the middle.
It's
and
a bit too much power. A bit too much
kick
power.
is good, just not in the right sport.
Approaching the 14th minute here. We've seen a few shots on goal from both sides of the ball. Looking to see a bit more and a bit more excitement throughout the game. A corner kick for Rebels United. We'll see what they can make of this opportunity here. I'd love to see them place it directly into the box and a nice header. But unfortunately, a header in the opposite way. Throw in for Soccer Academy here.
A little bit of a slow start, still 0-0. Ooh, got kicked in the face right there. Rebels not gonna, or the referee's not gonna give a card to the Rebels just because it looked like it was more of an accident. It wasn't on purpose.
bit too much to the right over there from Rebels United. But I'd love Rebels United attempt to have a lot of shots on goal so far. They really look like they're trying to work their way up the field and put attempts on goal. See what they can make of this corner opportunity here. A little bit too far out, but still Rebels United ball. Cross into the goal, but no Rebels, no Rebel players over there. A little bit too scattered out.
Ooh, both slided. They both slid for that.
You know, every game has to be like the Champions League final, so you have to go for every ball.
Well, you gotta play like every game is your last. You know, I mean, I remember the last game I played.
Yeah, you know, I do too, Leo. Last game ended your career.
It sure did. I about tore my ACL with that. That was a very painful experience.
It had you put up the boots for good.
Nah, that'll never stop me. But yeah, no, that's exactly what we're at. You got to just play so hard, keep pushing forward, push the ball, try to get it up, and ideally try to get in the middle, try to create the attention. Oh, the Rebels were trying to draw 2 fouls right there. None of them worked out. Let's see what the Rebels could do here. Slips up with the ball. The turf just, the turf is
just not their friend today.
Not at all. See, Rebels are kind of like on the attack here. Number 7 here. Try to see if he can. Oh, good pass in the middle. Get a potential shot on goal, but Academy was there to defend. Academy are playing with their feet flat on the ground. They don't look like that they're on the toes right now. They don't look like that they're preppy. They're kind of just walking and watching the ball. They're just watching too much. I'm excited to see on how this game goes. A little bit of a slow 18-minute experience here. Academy looked to maybe push a little bit more middle, bring it up the field. A little frustration there. Tells them to kind of play up, as I was saying. Academy is just playing a little flat-footed. Rebels look for an opportunity. Slips by.
For Soccer Academy here. See what they can make this throw in. One thing that I've noticed, Leo, is that commenting these games with you, it's like every throw in seems like it's going halfway down the field almost.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that with Problems, right? Problems FC.
Yeah, FC.
That's how they defeated the Legends. The Once Upon a Time Legends. But, long throw-ins are definitely in this kind of play here. You just got to push the ball, throw the ball as far as you can, and you can actually almost have a throw-in act like a corner kick if you have the right guy, tossing that.
Yeah, you gotta put a curve on the ball.
Very cool. And as the corner approaches,
that's a corner kick for Rebels United.
They look to get this opportunity here, across the middle. Does land at the player's feet. Rebels try to... Too high, but too good.
Nice attempt, but too high, as you say.
Too high. We're going to rewatch the Unity Views instant replay right here. Not a bad corner. Not a bad corner. Should have just trapped it and just bashed it in there. But a little unlucky here.
A nice volley, though.
Yes.
I'd give him that.
But Unity View has a lot of upcoming events for this weekend. A lot of games taking place for the Nissan Nations League. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys give us a follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Unity View TV, where we're going to be bringing you guys more broadcasts, more upcoming events. And we got a few soccer games coming up this upcoming weekend. Ball went out of bounds. And to the 19 viewers we got joining us here on the live stream today, thank you guys so much for tuning in today.
We'd love for our viewers to interact in the comments. You know, what do you guys hope to see in the game?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Please engage in the comments. We can see when you guys message here. Give your thoughts, input. You could even critique the ref, I noticed a little bit. The viewers can give their opinion on if it was a good call or not. Last game was pretty interesting when it came to that. Aaron. Let's go. Academy are on the run. Get a shot on goal. Easy for the goalie.
That's interesting perspective, Aaron.
Go Rebels, says Terry. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe. Hopefully Rebels can make an opportunity here. Tries to draw the foul, gets it. It's on the 20-yard line. 25 minutes into this half, we are down with 0 goals.
0-0.
0-0 on the broadcast here.
0-0.
We'd love to see
We'd love to see at least one goal from either side over here.
we'd love to see something special.
Some excitement, and we have to talk about the celebrations. You know, we love the celebrations after this.
Yeah, we don't get enough of it.
Can't hurt to sue once in a while.
You have to, especially if you score a banging goal. He's probably gonna go for it. Tries to get it. Oh,
Almost.
almost. Rewatch that on the Unity Views instant replay here. The Southwest Premier League.
A little too high into the left.
A little too high to the left. I like that he actually tried to do it because it seems that this game is just a little too slow right now. You got to put some shot on goals, get the goalie a little bit on his toes. It was a good attempt.
Beautiful strikes.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. But back into the game here. That'll go out of bounds for Academy ball, but it looked like he got confused and it wasn't actually Academy's balls. Rebels tries to push through in the middle. Good throw in into the middle. Brings it back. Looks middle again. Dishes it off. Tries to take a shot. It goes off.
I believe that was off the We have a difficult angle up there.
A little bit of a windy day here. What's going on today? You think that maybe this game will end up with a lot of more goals?
Maybe, you know, soccer, the world of soccer, it only takes 1 second to change the course of human events.
It does. It does. Rebels look to get a little bit of a run here. It just bashes it. Shank. Absolute shank.
Absolute shank.
But it's okay. Rebels are trying to push through. Academy in the meantime hasn't done nothing. Like there's like no attack here happening for Academy. They're just more on the defensive end. And
You know, Academy resembles a team in the Premier League this season. I mean,
well, it's still scoreless. You can't really say that,
they're
right?
scoreless, but they haven't done anything. It's almost like they resemble Tottenham in a sense, but you know.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you. Don't ask me what I think of Tottenham.
Oh, I know what you think of Tottenham.
I actually like Tottenham. I actually like Tottenham. You're a hater.
Well, speaking about the Premier League, my Arsenal is in the semifinals of
Blah
the
blah blah.
Champions
bro.
League,
Real Madrid got so unlucky.
beating Real Madrid 3-0.
You go,
So
Rebels
I'm
trying to get
happy.
a header in, but a little bit too far to the left. Looks like the goalie is doing more running today than the actual players. Minutes in, nothing's happening today. There's high winds out there. Maybe it's jeopardizing the way that they play a little bit.
You know, high winds aren't an excuse unless you're playing with the Jabulani. Yeah.
We love talking about the Jabulani, bro. That's
It's 2010 South Africa.
you know, that was a good ball. It had a mind of its own.
Back in the heyday.
Rebels got to look for an opportunity, but they are just not making their opportunities count. Not enough.
30 minutes in, as you said, Leo, we really haven't seen much excitement from either side of the ball.
No, it's a little slow today. Sometimes it's like that, you know, it could be quiet the entire game, right? And then towards the end, something happens, last second, stoppage time. Good pass up to the middle. Good pass to the middle right there. And they just keep losing the ball right before they strike. Like they'll get maybe a shot on goal, but it's just kind of just stumbling and tumbling everywhere. They got to set themselves up.
It seems like they don't have much coordination going into the box. As soon as they go into the box, they lose the ball.
Just trying to do too much footwork there. Academy get the ball back and try to pass it up middle. Academy can make their first opportunity here. Gets around the defender. He's approaching the box. Has to give it up. Academy lose the ball here too.
He didn't put much effort going into that goal with that one. He just
No,
stopped
he
out of the box and just gave it up to Rebels United.
He could be tired. He could just not have thought of that. But you got to push middle. If you're on a run like that, you got to push middle. That's a good dish to the right out to the good RBY. Tries to look middle.
A little bit too far out.
See what the Rebels can do here. They're looking to apply the pressure.
Back into the mid. See what they can move up. Ooh, what a goal!
What a goal! That is 1-0 for the Rebels.
Rebels United. I was pretty far out too. Let's go ahead and watch out on our instant replay over here.
Right here. See, just passes it right.
That's boom. One.
Wow. What a goal.
What a strike. What a strike.
Great goal. Yeah, so that's 1-0 for Rebels United. Impressive goal. I mean, it's like almost like we were sleeping on the job, Adir. You know, we were watching the game, but it's just like we didn't think that he was going to go for it. So that was an exciting goal. They need to keep doing that.
But I like to say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so you gotta take that risk once in a while from the 30-yard line out.
Well, now they got the keeper working a little bit. They got him working up. Quick throw in for the Rebels. Rebels look to try to draw.
Make it 2-0.
Get a good.
Ooh. Whoa!
In the hands of the keeper there.
It's the hands of the keeper.
We can rewatch that. He plays it short. We'll try to come back to that.
Keeper is definitely woken up, though, with all this pressure, Rebels United.
Yeah, it was a good step into the box. He tried to...
Just poor communication trying to finish.
Right. Academy look to bring it back, try to gain some possession here. But they lose it. The Rebels look for another strike. We'll rewatch that in the Unity View instant replay here. They lose it in the back end. And that would have been a great opportunity for Rebels to get another one in on the sheet, on the scoreboard here. Come back to the game. Academy look to draw attention middle. Potentially has a shot on goal. It loses it. That's all right. Rebels look to get on the attack here. Number 99 with the ball.
Kicks it out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
As mentioning before, Unity View will be doing a few different live streams this upcoming weekend. Expect that. We got one tomorrow and potentially two coming for you guys on Sunday. We'll see about how Sunday goes, but we definitely have a few shows lined up for you guys, so make sure you guys subscribe. Join us. Again, we see you guys commenting in the comments. Number 6 with the ball. Gets around the defender. Number 6 was still with the ball, loses it. So as we get our pregame show more up and running, we're trying to have for you guys some reporters, some journalists to talk about the game. We plan to start our streams a little bit earlier down the line so that way you guys can tune in and get to learn more about these teams and not just watch them. Ooh, got the guy on skates. Passes in middle. Ooh, between the legs. That would have been such a lovely opportunity. Dear, that would have been a great opportunity. Very pretty too, just didn't fall through. Little one touch over the defender, tries to look middle. Rebels are on the attack, but they give it up that last pass. But like I was talking about the pregame show, we want to bring in reporters and journalists for you guys. So that way you guys can learn more about these teams and their background. A lot of these teams come from really good history, a really good story, like the Rebels United, and how it was a bunch of players that formed their own team together, decided to continue playing. And we want our reporters to talk more about that and be able to shed some more light on our sponsors. Rebels look to gain another attack right here, loses it again, gives up. Academy are kind of stalling in the backfield, try to pass it up middle, trying to see if they can catch a little counter. Rebels will look to reset back here with their keeper here. But as always, thank you to our sponsor, the NLS Grounds Management Company, where they do landscaping, turf, and everything that you see outside of homes and beyond, both for residential and commercial. So make sure you guys check them out. Really good quality services, and we're thankful for them to sponsor our pregame show today. Academy look to clear the ball. When in doubt, kick it out, as they say, right?
When in doubt, kick it out.
Because it's like, you know, sometimes you'll, like I mentioned before, you'll play in the back end, you'll play in the backfield, but sometimes you just kind of have to let go of the ball. You just got to kick it out and do what you have to do in that moment, right?
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
That's right. Let's not forget about that. Ball's kind of loose in the back end. Academy look to apply a little bit more pressure, try to keep the ball on this half of the field. 40 minutes in, we got only 5 minutes left until stoppage time. Aside from the ball kind of rolling out of bounds and the keeper having to go get and retrieve the ball because we don't have ball boys on the field, unfortunately. It's taking a little bit more time, so I would assume that the ref would admit, what, 2-3 minutes, maybe you'd say? Not like 8-10 minutes like how they did in the 22 World Cup,
Hopefully
right?
2-3 minutes. You know, I remember, Leo, when back in 2022, they were adding almost that
A whole nother half.
whole nother half.
Unbelievable kind of soccer there. I've seen it before. Rebels look to gain an opportunity here. They pass it down left.
Just
But no
couldn't get it
shot,
into
no
the
shot.
middle.
They're
Just
just-
couldn't get it into the
They're
middle.
just kind of just holding it on too much. A little frustration on the field.
It looks like the players have just been really frustrated today.
It looks like it. But they got a good goal, though. That was a great strike.
That was an amazing strike.
It caught us off guard a little bit off guard.
Yeah, we weren't expecting that at all.
No, we weren't. Rebels will look to cross that ball in. And someone is there, but just landed in his feet and just didn't get it off. We're going to try to rewatch that.
On our instant replay over here.
Ours started a little bit early. It looks like there's going to be a sub on the field here. Number 10's kind of coming in. Got to see some more action here. Rebels look to on the attack here. Way too much left. Good attempt though. They need to still keep on doing that.
Rebels United coming up the field over here. Let's see what they can make of this opportunity. We just couldn't get it into the center before. Struggling in the box over here. A little bit too much to the right. We are officially in stoppage time here. I'm going to see how much the referee adds to end the first half.
See if the Rebels can get another opportunity here.
What a goal.
What a goal. So that concludes the first half for you guys. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
use this right here. Where am I going to be? Right here? The wind and everything now? Can you do one for one? They're in order right now. Okay, you got it? All right. Am I in a good spot?
You untangle that?
Yeah. I'll hold one of them at least, so you only have three. I'll take the first one.
I can't get him out. I
Okay.
can get him out of frame.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, we'll do it.
Back up all the way to the pole. That's this area.
Alright, now tell me when you see them.
Right now I'm right there. Like, you don't.
Can you see them here?
Yeah.
Okay, what about here?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Just wanted to get an idea where I can go with it.
Alright, as long as you don't move, you're in the shot. Good.
Can you see it right here? Hold it out.
But can you fold your elbows inward? The other way? Like this? Yeah, that way it looks like your arms are going straight down.
Gotcha.
Alright, we're set up with the shot whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're dealing with some serious high winds up here at the moment. Please excuse us. We're dealing with some technical difficulties that have come along with these high winds. However,
Okay,
we're going to be back in.
Scoot back a little bit. Scoot back. Alright, that's good right there. Okay, now we're gonna come into in. In 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This half-game show is sponsored by NLS Ground Management. They offer landscape, turf services, and much more. Great service providers, by the way. You can definitely check them out. I'm here. We're live on the field right now for our exciting matchup with the UNLV Rebels. And they're here to take on the Academy of Nevada. Rebels United are new in the Southwest Premier. This squad is composed of UNLV D1 players, and they're aiming high tonight. In their last match, Rebels faced them there, ending in a gnarly 0-0 draw. The big question now is, will the Rebels be able to add those three crucial points to the upcoming match? Back to you, Chris.
It's so windy out here. You have to come up here. Oh, I have to hold onto my camera. Hold
Welcome back to the second half of Rebels United versus Soccer Academy.
Welcome back to a second half, everybody. Wanted to give you guys a verbal apology on the second goal. We were having some technical difficulties on the field with all the wind that's going on and Wi-Fi, trying to make sure we get the connection up. We kind of accidentally missed that second goal, but hopefully someone on the field that is recording the video for some other purpose has it. We do sincerely apologize that, but we're looking forward to the second half of this game. We're looking forward to kickoff. Another 45 minutes to go. And we're off.
Underway.
Rebels are on the attack here. Early start to the attack. They'll try to finish it. What? Was that the wind? We're going to rewatch that. You're going to use instant replay on what just happened. They had a very clear opportunity here right in the beginning of the half. Got through the 30, the 20, the 10-yard line. Should have just placed in the corner. That is, that's different kind of soccer right there. But we're back in the game now.
It almost, yeah, that was just directly.
Seems like you're at a loss for words right there.
Lost for words. I was thinking the Jabalani. It almost like, you know, he tried to aim it one way, it went directly left to the goal over there.
Interesting. Very interesting play. We're trying to bring the best audio quality to you guys. A little bit more well focused on that. The wind, it makes it a little bit more challenging, but hopefully it doesn't sound too bad for you guys. Rebels will look for another opportunity. Here they go again.
Here they go
Will he
again.
be able to redeem himself? And he just gives it up. You think he'd shoot on that? Let's see, the Rebels, maybe they can get a third time's a charm. A little quick shot on goal.
Almost like it was trying to imitate a Harry Maguire over there, but you know.
As Academy looks to change up this half and try to do something different here. Academy looks for an opportunity here. Goes directly into the hands of the
keeper.
Rebels.
Leo, what would you like to see this half from both the Rebels and Academy?
I'm glad you asked, because it's like something that I just desperately want to talk about is how Rebels need to finish. I want to see them get the ball, approach the 10-yard line even. They can shoot outside the box because it looks like that all of their success has been from distance. But we need to see some finishing here. You know, you got to place the ball in the corner. You don't have to go too much power, but keep it low, simple. You're getting the opportunities. You just got to place it. You know, and I look forward to seeing the Rebels doing that. As of now, it's not happening. Academy needs to also put in a little bit more depth into their game. It looks like that they're just, you can see that there's like 3-4 players, and they're all just kind of walking around. It's almost as if they were spending too much time in other places, you know, kind of just slacking off, not getting the conditioning in.
You know,
Rebels look for an opportunity here. They look to shoot the ball and it goes out of bounds.
yeah, it looks like they've been spending too much time away from the game.
Kevin says that that's going on IG Reels. I honestly, spread the word, tag us, subscribe. Our Instagram is UnityView_TV. That was pretty funny.
You know, Leo, one thing I see missing on the sides of both ball of the game, on the sides of little tongue twister over there, on both sides of the ball of the game is coordination, chemistry between teammates. You know, trying to move up the field, trying to coordinate on the offense.
Yeah, got to coordinate in the offense. Got to coordinate with a lot of things, and both teams need to bring it a little bit more. But, you know, Rebels are kind of up right now. They can look to make different attempts here, maybe even cheeky attempts. I mean, they're kind of throwing their opportunities away. But let's see if they can get a shot on goal here. Trying to chips it to the middle.
It's going to be a throw-in.
Good shot on the goal, but
It's not. It's 45 minus 37:30.
there you go.
That's 7.5.
Oh, we're gonna rewatch this on the Unity Views instant replay here. We're gonna catch this. Good attempt. Almost hit the cameraman there. No, nothing. All right. No, shoot them out. No, that's check. All right, we're back.
We're back. It looks like Soccer Academy isn't.
Soccer Academy is facing a little bit of a challenge today. To the 25 viewers, thank you guys for tuning in to our soccer broadcast. Stay
Looks
tuned.
like Soccer Academy has been busy with activities outside the game.
You can say that that they've been to a few other places.
We could say.
Could say that they were choosing their Tuesday night in the wrong places. They were promised that they were staying in, but
You know, it looks like they've been at the brewery recently.
you can't, because they got a left back that smells like a
Brewery,
that's
and they
right.
got a right back who's got.
No, you can't. We're gonna draw the line there, but as you can tell, we're clearly making our references here. In case
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But seriously, Academy needs to step up the game a little bit, create attacks, force the ball even just a little bit.
We haven't really seen much attempt at all from Academy throughout this game. Looks like they're just all over the place, no coordination on the ball. Let's see what they can make of this opportunity over here. Ooh.
Keeper steps out. Way to use his legs. Rebels look to complete this through ball. It'll be Academy's ball. Rebels look to bring it into the box, maybe draw a foul, goes out of bounds again, be a goal kick. Rebels look to flip this around here, bring the ball a little bit more center. Get a strike on goal. Way to play the ball, way to shoot the ball. I'm going to try to rewatch that in the Unity Views instant replay here. That was a good shot, though. That's a great way to take a shot. But you got to try to place it a little bit. Kind of have to strike that ball.
Kind of have to strike. Just pretend you're Roberto Carlos and just smack it from the 40-yard line. And he, you know what? And he made those shots that he took from like 40 yards out.
He did.
That left foot of his was unstoppable. Call him the Brazilian hammer.
Rebels look to get through. Academy's defense worked it. Academy looks to use its back a little bit, get a little physical.
He didn't even aim on that. He just struck it and didn't care where it went.
Look for a corner kick. Bring it up.
Directly into the keeper's hands.
Directly into the keeper's hand. Rebels look to push the ball a little bit more forward now. Try to bring it middle.
Nice pass over there.
Try to get a good counter. Approaching to the box. Good pass to the middle. To our viewers tuning in, thank you guys so much for watching our live stream. Academy could at least try to get a little shot on goal. That is out of bounds for sure. What's that sound? There's the drone. That's funny.
Do you have
Academy.
access to that camera?
I wish. Drone footage over a game like this would be so nice. Academy try to draw, try to get into the box a little bit, maybe turn around, shoot. Good shot.
Good shot. Just
Finally.
a bit too much power.
We needed to see that.
Look at the instant replay over here. If that would have went in, that would have been a beautiful strike.
I agree.
Vintage beyond belief.
A delicious strike. Rebels look to play out from the defense. Rebels look to push a little bit forward. Ball looks kind of unstable, but the Rebels are approaching the box. Good pass to the middle. Can you get a strike on goal? Response time seems just a little bit slow. Like, why aren't they just shooting the ball?
A little bit slacking.
Rebels still got the ball. Middle. Tries to draw it back. Strike on goal. Goes in between the defender's legs and bounces off. Smacked the ball a little too far. Academy player went down here. You know, maybe he's going to use the magic spray.
And that is?
Yeah, trainer is going to use the magic spray on his leg. Try to heal him with the spray.
You know.
Testing out the leg. I'll tell you, he wasn't rolling on the ground like how I was.
You know, you were definitely rolling on the ground. But I think it's a different scenario. You could tear your ACL walking, or you know, you could walk and all of a sudden break your ankle. But
unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of funny stories. You know, I'm not going to say that you're wrong because you know,
I'm
there was
never
one time
wrong.
where you know, you dropped me off at home and you were driving away. And as I was walking up to my garage, I'll never forget it, sprained my ankle. And it was very painful.
I remember.
And I'm like yelling, I'm like a deer, and you're like just driving away. No, he did not even notice, and I'm like dying on the floor. But like hard though, like not like a casual sprain, but
I remember
tough,
this
it was tough.
because I was halfway home and you called me. Hey,
I was like,
and
dude,
you
what
told
the-
me. I remember this. Hey, did you not hear me yelling? I'm like, no, I didn't hear you yelling. It's like, I don't know. I'm tired. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You know,
Right.
just hung out, and yeah, you would just walk into your house and you just sprained your ankle.
Yeah, it was unfortunate events. But Rebels got to make an opportunity here. They try to dish it into the middle, or into the box at least. Little strike on goal, but
Just too.
he even fooled us. I thought he was going to go for it.
Just not confident in
No,
their,
yeah, they don't look confident.
They don't look confident.
And I'll
at all.
tell you what, I think that Las Vegas, the Rebels United, they are a little behind when it comes to players. They only got a few subs. They only got like 2 subs, I think. They got no people on the bench.
Maybe this should be a recruitment event for Rebels
You know,
United.
I was a Rebel. You know, I'd love to play semi-pro soccer, but
if you can.
I like being up here and commentating with you, Adir.
I do too.
We believe that every game that we do and we commentate for you guys, there will always be some little improvements. Today it was kind of more just battling the high winds, but as I was mentioning before, stay tuned for our upcoming pregame show, postgame shows, interviews. We want to bring a full-on production for you guys and to scale it and to make it bigger every time. So make sure that you guys subscribe.
Or subscribe.
Subscribe. Check us out. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram. You can get a little glimpse of the behind the scenes. But we're always happy to be here.
And as always, Unity View to the moon.
To the moon.
Or should I say to the sun? Unity View. You get it, Leo?
No, I don't.
Unity View to the sun?
Oh, to the sun. Sunny.
Sunny. Now you do.
Oh yeah, of course. I like that guy. He's a good player, and if we could take Unity View to his level of play,
What a shame he plays for Tottenham though.
listen, you're just a hater on Tottenham, but listen, he gets his play time. If he was
He
literally
does
on
get his
if
play
he was like on any other successful club, I don't think he'd get much play time. I'll be honest with you. But that's what makes him good. Is like these teams, they're younger.
I'd love to
they
see
have-
him on Arsenal.
Oh yeah.
On like Liverpool.
I would not let Arsenal take Son away from Tottenham.
Well, hell, they took 3 from Real Madrid, or
Yeah.
should I say Real VAR Madrid?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
But no, we like Real Madrid. Academy could probably get another attempt on goal.
Just
Dribbles through all the way to defense, gives up the ball. Academy tries to strike from far away, but a little too soon of a shot.
it almost looks like as soon as Academy gets close enough to the goal, they back off.
That's right. And just a complete shank. I don't even know where the ball went. It's all the way back there. It's all the way back there. What a shank. I'm going to rewatch that on the Unity Views instant replay because we might as well look at something. You can see on how they were trying to cross the ball in. Good idea.
And just
Said
to the moon.
to the moon.
Oh, you passed your time?
Oh, congratulations, Adir.
Thank you, Leo.
I didn't know you passed your smog exam today.
I did. 2 more years of employment.
2 more years. Good. Proud of you.
You know, we were speaking about food the moment here before. If any of you guys are looking for that late night get right, you are always more than welcome to hit up 303 in the Cut, where they believe they have the best tiramisu in Las Vegas. Which I believe so too, but
You love their tiramisu.
you guys be the judge on that. They're on Spring Mountain and Valley View, if I believe correctly.
Yeah, exactly what Adir said. If you guys are looking for the late night get right, and step on down to the food truck called 303 in the Cut. That is a foul right there. That'll be a opportunity for the Rebels. Maybe even a card out from the referee. Oh, sends him off.
Sends him off. It's
Sends
a
him
red.
off. That's a second yellow, it looks like. We got a sending off over here.
Little bit aggressive ref we got here.
It's not even an aggressive ref. It was he totally deserved another yellow. He just stuck his leg out, careless. Tough moment for him. He's not going to go home happy. But if you're looking for that late night get right, make sure to check out that 303 in the cut and ask her for your food in the cut style.
And the cut style.
I need more excitement today.
Yeah, we need a lot more
More
excitement.
excitement in the chat. How you guys doing in the chat? We want to talk to you guys. Look for an attempt here. That was a great goal.
Was that a goal?
Yeah, that was a goal. That was a great goal. That's 3-0.
3-0. Where are the celebrations from?
There's
the
no celebrations here.
Rebels United.
It's just kind of just a little bit of a tiring game.
About 15 minutes left here. Have 3-0 for the Rebels United.
Good shot on goal for the Rebels. As they look to create another opportunity, but the Academy was able to get the ball back. Thank you, Kevin, for the kind words. We appreciate you a lot.
Kevin asked, how many fans are in the game tonight? Have a decent crowd over here.
Rebels look to potentially cross the ball in, gives it up. Ref in the way a little bit. Rebels get the ball back. Handball maybe? Ooh, draws it. Referee does not call advantage play on. Rebels look like they're stumbling, tries to pass it back heel, into the middle. Rebels get another opportunity. A little bit of a messy game, dear. A little bit of a messy game. Although Rebels are up 3-0, and that's a great sweep, there's definitely some things that the Rebels can do to have a little bit more chemistry together. Academy as well, they kind of need that. They look a little bit slow. They look tired. They look like that. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
ooh, let's see what they can make.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. 4-0 for the Rebels United.
4-0 for the Rebels United. Good goal. We're gonna rewatch that in the Unity Views instant replay here.
That was a nice shot.
That was a nice pass into the middle.
Pass.
It was a good finish.
Good finish. It was almost like a 1-2 touch.
Very nice. Very good finish for the Rebels.
But one thing we haven't seen from the Rebels are their celebrations.
Yeah, no celebrations today.
No
I think the wind is kind of killing the mood a little bit.
You know, Leo, you could say the wind kills the mood, but if I scored in the Champions League final, I'd be doing cartwheels and suing all over the place.
I wouldn't help myself either. Like, honestly.
I'd be, I'd pull a Julian Bellingham. But
yeah, that's the thing is like when they ask on how many fans are at the game, and I'm looking down here, there's a little bit. I mean, there's a few families here. But I'm sure if there were a lot more, like if the Villarreal fan base is a lot, like there's the whole families come out, and that's because like they have a children's club team, so it's like all kind of within the community. But when they're playing, it's a little loud.
It's almost like the Bernabeu.
Similar. Rebels look to continue forward if we're approaching the 80th minute. 80th minute approaching the game. We appreciate you guys tuning in to our viewers. Stay tuned for tomorrow's game as the slips over there. We'll be broadcasting Las Vegas United. I believe that they're... Oh, there we go. Let's see what the Rebels can do here. Can they get a strike on goal? players warming up on the sidelines, hoping to get their chance. Academy loses the ball again, just a little flat-footed. Rebels got to push and look for the opportunity here. Good look over there to the far left. Tries to bring it back.
See if they can get
Look
it
for
cross.
options middle. Maybe a strike on goal.
Oh.
Good save by the keeper there. Great save. Maybe watch that in the Unity Views instant replay right here. Brings a touch middle after that far left pass. Sets him up for a shot. Keeper gets a good save on that. That's definitely one to keep for his highlight reel.
We have a Rebel corner over here.
Rebel corner. Ref will call that. Academy looks to at least get some, maybe one goal, one shot on goal, something. We'd like to see Academy do something. Typically, you know, academies of famous clubs are really good, you know?
Yeah, you know, Barcelona, Madrid,
Yeah.
or should I say VAR Madrid.
Hater.
Man, I'm just speaking the truth.
But a lot of clubs are pretty good academies, at least the younger ones, so it's like Academy needs to potentially go back into training. For training?
For training? You know, I believe cross drills,
They got to do a little bit more crossing, more
Crossing,
a little
more
bit
coordination.
maybe some conditioning as well. I mean,
Conditioning.
they look a little tired. I feel like both teams a little bit. I think Academy had a lot of subs on the field. It's the Rebels that actually are with less subs on the bench.
You know, they say soccer is all about strengthening your legs. I'd love to see them train their legs a little bit more.
Listen, Adira, you seem like you're a pro at training legs. I mean, what do you like to do when you train legs? I mean, you're such a speaker, so what do you do for training legs?
I take a bar, throw some weight up on the bar, and move it up and down.
It's like as if, here we go, maybe Rebels can get another opportunity for 5. Goes over the
A
crossbar.
little too much power and a little too high.
She's got the power on the ball, just not the direction.
Not the direction.
We'll rewatch that on the Unity Views instant replay. He knew that his teammate was offsides potentially, so he held on the ball a little bit longer. Now we're back into the game here.
The 85th minute, not that much time left. Looks
that
like
much
the
time left.
Rebels United have secured their victory over here.
Looks like that the Rebel United are on the path towards a clean sheet here. We like a good clean sheet, right?
4-0.
4-0.
You know, it's not 7-1. But
I know it's not 7-1. Oh, he got him on skates. Can he finish that? Why didn't he shoot that? Tried to get the assist.
you
Maybe
know,
he should have finished it. He should have slammed it in the back of the net. That would have been 5-0.
You know, Leo, we could say we could sit here and talk all about the 4 goals from Rebels United, but the thing that they're lacking is coordination.
Yeah, they just got to finish more. You know, they're clearly dominating in possession, and that's why they're up right now. But, like, look, they're just not moving, tries to cross. Attempts the chilena, completely falls over. Rebels get the ball back, but tumbling and stumbling all again. Good shoulder-to-shoulder contact there.
You know, there's 2 types of soccers. We call them contact and non-contact.
The contact and non-contact. A lot of refs love non-contact these days. Ooh, good pass back. That was some coordination. Rebels got some hope with that. Maybe try to push it middle. Referee calls a call there. see if the Rebels have worked on any sort of set pieces or opportunities, and they're trying to figure out on who's taking the kick. You can see that they don't know who's taking the kick, but they're like, no, I got it.
Well,
He's telling
listen,
guys, I got it. Trust me. All right, well, let's see if he, I know another guy that was wearing a red jersey, and he scored, 2 free kicks on Real Madrid?
You know, Leo, if there's only one person, I'd only let number 7 take those free kicks.
Well, you can tell it's 0-7, but what about Rice for Arsenal? You like Arsenal.
Declan Rice.
You saw what Rice did, right?
Yeah, those 2 free kicks were vintage beyond belief.
I know that they placed, like, you can't get more
perfection.
You can't.
It's almost
So
gone.
let's see if he can do this. This is actually a great opportunity to shoot the ball. We want to see some excitement here. We got some viewers. Scores 4-0. Doesn't really feel that way.
5-0.
Good shot. Good save from the goalie, though.
A little too weak, I feel like. A little too weak. Not enough strength on the
Watch
curve.
that on the replay there.
Not enough strength.
Rebels still in possession with a corner kick after the shot. We were in the middle of a replay, but the Rebels were... Play continued. אני רוצה לשלוח את המשחק הזה.
משחק מעפן.
רגע. We're still in it. We're still in it. שומעים אותנו.
40% גולים.
רגע, stop. Here we go. Here's the Rebels. Maybe a shot on goal here. Let's see if it gets in between his legs, but didn't finish it. Falls over, but somehow it worked.
Oh my god.
יו, אם זה היה מאיר הוא היה צועק עליי.
מאיר שוחט אותה. קורבן לאלוהים.
Oh, sorry. No, we apologize. All right, well, let's see.
Approaching the 90th minute.
Approaching the 90th minute. Let's see if Rebels can get one more shot
Oh,
on
there
goal.
we
They
go.
Cut middle.
Too much from Academy. See if they can cross it into the center over here.
Rebels get another opportunity here. Tries to strike it.
Strike. It's not enough power on that strike.
No.
It's not enough power at all.
It was a good chance. Let's see. Good pass for the Rebels. Can they finish? Goes around the goalie. Ball stayed with the goalie's hands. Very lucky, but also a good idea there. And the ref calls it game.
Game.
That's final.
5-0 for the Rebels United.
5-0 for Rebels United. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the stream. As always, subscribe. We want you guys tuned in. We got more games coming up this weekend. We look forward to seeing you guys join us again. And this was Lidor.
This is Adir.
And expect us again tomorrow. I don't think Adir you'll be here tomorrow, but we'll miss you.
Fortunately, I won't. But Leo, I believe you'll hold down the fort while I'm gone.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
You'll include all the references that I do.
Yeah.
So
it'll be great. But we appreciate you guys, and we look forward to tomorrow where we see you guys again. Tune in again, subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.